Have you ever wondered what you would do if thousands of tiny eyes suddenly appeared at your feet after a storm, even though there had been no ponds for miles? For more than 200 years, people across the world have reported something impossible: frogs falling from the sky. It sounds like a story invented to frighten children, but the records are real. In August of 1804, near Toulouse, France, witnesses looked up at a cloudless sky and saw a dark cloud appear out of nowhere. Moments later, thousands of tiny toads began to fall to the ground. They were small, all nearly the same size, as if they had come from the same place. But what happened next changed everything. Scientists would later suggest that whirlwinds had lifted the creatures from distant ponds and carried them through the air. It sounds reasonable until you begin asking difficult questions. Have you ever wondered why no one ever reports seeing a pond disappear? If a whirlwind can carry thousands of frogs into the sky, where are the fish, the mud, the reeds, and the broken plants that should come with them? In report after report, witnesses described the same thing: only frogs. In 1873, newspapers in Kansas City claimed that a storm darkened the sky with falling frogs. In London, after a violent rainfall in 1838, tiny frogs were found scattered across the streets. And then there was the desert. Imagine standing in a place where water is almost unknown, only to discover small toads covering the ground after a sudden rain. How did they get there? Perhaps the answer is hidden in the storms themselves, or perhaps we have been asking the wrong question all along. Because there is another detail hidden inside these accounts. No one has ever found a reliable report of tadpoles falling from the sky. Think about that for a moment. If frogs are being lifted from ponds, where are their young? It is a small detail, but mysteries often survive in the smallest details. Again and again, the witnesses tell the same story: a clear sky, a sudden cloud, a brief shower, and then life where there should have been none. Could these creatures really have traveled through the atmosphere for miles? Or were they never traveling through our skies at all? Some researchers quietly suggested that these events were too orderly to be accidents. The animals were often similar in size and species, as if they had been sorted before they fell. And if that is true, who or what is doing the sorting? Of course, science continues to favor the whirlwind theory, and perhaps science is correct. But somewhere in the records lies an uncomfortable fact. People remember the frogs, yet no one remembers losing a pond. Maybe that is because the answer is still waiting above us. So the next time storm clouds gather overhead, look carefully at the ground when the rain stops. You may find more than water. And this is where our story becomes even stranger, because only a few years after one of these incidents, witnesses began describing something even more impossible. They claimed that during another storm, the sky did not rain frogs. It rained snails. And what they found inside those shells has never been fully explained. So tell me, if the sky has been dropping living things for centuries, what is still waiting to fall next?